imagine you're selling your house, right? And at the closing table, you walk away with $160,000 in cash.
Okay, sounds like a standard down payment.
Right, but you also get a guaranteed $4,600 every single month for the rest of your retirement.
Oh, wow.
And the kicker here, you don't even have to move out of the house.
Yeah, that sounds completely made up.
Or maybe vaguely illegal, right? I mean, my first thought was, is this a scam? But it's not. It is entirely legal. But your traditional real estate agent probably won't ever tell you how to do it.
Well, because the traditional real estate system just isn't built to offer you that kind of customized outcome.
Right,
It's built for one thing, really,
right.
moving a physical asset from person A to person B as quickly as possible.
Which brings us to what we are talking about today. Welcome to the deep dive. We are looking at a massive paradigm shift in how people sell real estate.
And we have some really fascinating source material for this one.
We do. We've got a YouTube video featuring John Domingo, who is the founder of a platform called Exclusivity, along with excerpts straight from their official website, exclusivity.space.
Yeah, and what they're proposing is basically a total re-engineering of the real estate transaction from the ground up.
Because, I mean, think about the traditional path we all know. You decide to sell. You stick a generic sign in your front yard. You list it on the market. You endure weeks of strangers walking through your living room.
Oh, the worst part.
It really is. And then you negotiate, and eventually, hopefully, you get a lump sum of cash.
Which is basically the real estate equivalent of buying a one-size-fits-all suit right off the rack.
Yeah.
I mean, it covers you, it gets the job done, but it's entirely generic. It doesn't take into account, how you move, where you're going, or what your specific needs are.
Okay, let's unpack this. Why do we accept an off-the-rack solution for what is, for the vast majority of people listening to this, their single biggest financial asset?
It's a great question.
It's actually wild when you stop and think about it. We customize our coffee orders to a ridiculous degree, but we just blindly follow a generic script when we're selling a house.
It is wild. But it's largely because the system, historically speaking anyway, it wasn't built to scale customization.
Right, it's a volume game.
Exactly. To get a custom real estate solution, you traditionally needed a team. You needed a specialized real estate attorney, a savvy CPA, a wealth manager.
And that is expensive.
Very expensive and time-consuming. But the mission of exclusivity, as John Domingo outlines it in the video, it isn't to obliterate the traditional sale.
Sure.
Sometimes taking the cash and walking away is exactly what you need.
Yeah.
Their goal is just to highlight that the traditional path is only one option on a much, much larger menu.
Right, because every homeowner situation is completely different. I mean, you might be selling because you inherited a property from your parents, or you might be relocating for a job, or maybe downsizing because the kids finally moved out, or, getting a divorce.
Exactly. And that brings us to their core premise. The most important part of the real estate process isn't the physical house itself.
Wait, really?
Yeah, it's the homeowner's underlying goals, the actual human life event that triggered the need to sell in the first place.
Which sounds completely counterintuitive, right? A real estate platform saying the house isn't the most important part.
It's a total flip of the script.
But wait, if the goal is to figure out these highly specific, highly personal life events and tailor a financial outcome to them, how are they doing that without burying you in endless paperwork?
That's the real trick.
Because the moment someone says, customized financial solution to me, my brain just pictures hours sitting in an uncomfortable chair, filling out 50 pages of intake forms with a CPA.
Oh, absolutely. And that leads us to the technology driving this whole thing. Exclusivity explicitly moves away from intake forms and jargon. Instead, they facilitate a simple, relaxed conversation using an AI platform. But the source material from their website is very quick to point out a crucial distinction. They state, it is not a chatbot, but an intelligent advisor.
Okay, I mean, everybody says they aren't a chatbot these days. Everyone has dealt with a customer service bot that just, spins in circles and spits out generic FAQ links. How is this actually different?
Well, a chatbot directs traffic based on keywords, right? An intelligent advisor actually reasons through a complex situation. What's fascinating here is the psychological shift this technology enables.
How so?
The AI is designed to actively listen to your why, the life events and the pressures, rather than just the square footage and bedroom count.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it is weighing your personal goals, like preserving your monthly income, avoiding massive capital gains taxes, or even just keeping the sale completely private.
Right.
And it analyzes those human factors alongside the hard metrics, your equity position, local market conditions, buyer demand.
Okay, I have to stop you there and push back a little bit.
Go for it.
I am highly skeptical of this. You are talking about someone's home, their safety net, basically their life savings.
Yeah, the stakes are huge.
How comfortable is anyone really going to be spilling their complex financial guts and vulnerable life plans to an
It's
AI?
a huge barrier.
You're telling me I'm going to log on and type, "Hey, computer, I'm going through a messy divorce, my credit is tanking, and I need cash fast." I mean, data is the new oil.
Yep.
How is this not just a sophisticated lead generation trap that's going to spam my inbox and sell my vulnerability to the highest bidder?
That is the single biggest hurdle they face, and the source material indicates they're acutely aware of that friction.
Yeah.
You are absolutely right to be skeptical.
I mean, it's just human nature at this point.
Totally. So to combat this,
Hmm.
the platform places a massive structural emphasis on privacy.
Mm.
Their whole mantra is private, secure, yours. And they aren't just saying it. They're removing the typical data harvesting mechanisms.
Hmm.
The site highlights that there is no credit card required, no obligation, and crucially, no forced sign-up just to see your options.
Wait, really? So I don't have to create an account and give them my email just to get the result?
Now, it is framed as a safe, private sandbox. You tell the system about your property, your plans, what is actually causing you stress, and the AI just explores strategies.
Hmm.
It's a one-on-one sounding board, not a data collection form.
All right, let's assume I trust the sandbox. I sit down, I have the conversation. The intelligent advisor reasons through my situation.
Yep.
It understands I'm retiring, it sees I have a ton of equity, and it knows I want to avoid a massive tax hit. What happens next? Because understanding my problem is great, but it's only half the battle.
That is where the platform opens up its menu of alternative selling strategies. Once it knows your goals, it uncovers selling methods that exist far beyond just listing it on the MLS. We are talking about structures like seller financing, lease options, installment sales, and subject to arrangements.
See, you just listed a bunch of jargon that sounds like it belongs in a late-night real estate infomercial.
I know, it really does.
Subject to installment sales.
Hmm.
The average person selling a three-bedroom house doesn't know what those are, let alone how to actually use them safely.
And that is exactly why this platform exists. If we connect this to the bigger picture, these alternative legal and financial structures have existed for a long time.
They aren't new.
No, not at all. But historically, they are heavily gated. They are used by seasoned real estate investors with teams of lawyers. Exclusivity is democratizing access to these strategies for the everyday homeowner.
So what does this all mean for the person listening right now? I need us to actually break these down because otherwise it's just alphabet soup.
Sure, let's do it.
Let's start with an installment sale. What is the actual mechanism there and why would I want it?
Okay, let's say you bought your house 30 years ago for $100,000, and today it's worth $1 million.
Nice return.
Right. But if you sell it the traditional way for cash, you are going to get hit with a massive capital gains tax bill all at once. Uncle Sam takes a huge bite.
Right, because my income for that single year looks astronomically high on paper.
Exactly. But with an installment sale, instead of taking all the cash at closing, the buyer pays you in installments over time, say 10 or 15 years.
Oh, I see.
You spread the gain out. This can keep you in a much lower tax bracket, saving you a fortune, while providing you with steady, predictable income every single month.
Okay, that makes perfect sense. It's a tax shield.
Yeah.
What about subject to? I have literally never heard that phrase used in normal conversation.
Yeah, that one is a bit more complex. In a subject-to arrangement, you are selling the property subject to the existing mortgage.
Okay.
The buyer gets the deed to the house, and they take over making the payments on your loan. But the original mortgage stays in your name.
Wait, hold on. The loan stays in my name, but the buyer owns the house.
Yes.
Why on earth would I take on that risk? And why would a buyer want that?
Think about the interest rates from a few years ago. Maybe you have a mortgage locked in at 2.5%.
Right, the golden handcuffs.
Exactly. A new buyer going to a bank today might be looking at 7 or 8%. That 2.5% rate is an incredibly valuable financial asset
Oh, wow.
because you are letting the buyer take advantage of your dirt cheap interest rate. Their monthly payment is way lower.
Right.
In exchange for offering them that amazing deal, you as the seller can demand a much higher purchase price or a larger chunk of upfront cash.
Ah, I see. So it's almost like handing over the steering wheel of a moving car.
That's a good way to look at it.
The engine, which is my original super low interest mortgage, just keeps running exactly as it was. The perms don't change. I'm just putting a new driver in the seat who agrees to pay for the gas and steer the car, and they pay me a premium for the privilege of driving such a cheap car.
That is a perfect analogy. Yes,
Yeah.
the engine stays exactly the same. You're leveraging the debt as an asset.
Fascinating.
And to use your analogy further, exclusivity is like a financial Swiss Army knife.
Okay.
The traditional cash sale is the main blade. It's great. It cuts through most things. But sometimes you don't need a blade. Sometimes you're facing that massive capital gains tax, and you really need the scissors, which is an installment sale.
Right.
Or you need steady retirement income, so you need the corkscrew, which might be a lease option. Exclusivity is just showing you that you have this entire multi-tool in your pocket.
But knowing I have a Swiss Army knife is different than knowing how to use it safely, right? Exploring these niche financial engineering strategies sounds amazing in theory.
Sure.
It sounds great when we talk about it here. But how does a normal homeowner actually execute a subject-to deal without getting completely overwhelmed by the complexity?
It is a lot to handle alone.
Because if I go to my family or my accountant and say, hey, I'm going to leave the mortgage in my name but give this guy the deed, they're going to look at me like I need a psychiatric hold.
Oh, they would panic. And that transition from theory to execution is where most people give up. The complexity creates friction.
Naturally.
Exclusivity addresses this communication gap with their core output, which they call the living agreement.
A living agreement. Explain what this actually looks like.
Once the AI understands your goals and maps out the best strategy, whether that's the main blade or the corkscrew, it generates this living agreement.
Oh.
The source material describes it as a personalized, highly visual web page built entirely around your specific outcomes. It's not a 60-page PDF written in size 8 legal font.
Thank goodness.
It's a clear, dynamic dashboard. It acts like that seasoned advisor we talked about, anticipating what matters to you and presenting the data clearly so it can be instantly shared with anyone you trust.
Okay, we absolutely need to dive into this specific case study they provide in the sources, because this is where the theoretical becomes very real.
Yes, the Sunrise Drive example.
Exactly. The sources walk us through a real-world example. A property at 1234 Sunrise Drive in Phoenix, Arizona. Let's break this down step by step for everyone listening.
Let's do it. So the property itself is very standard. A single-family home, 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, roughly 2,000 square feet.
A completely typical American home, but right at the top of this living agreement dashboard, they feature something called a deal score.
Yep.
And for this specific homeowner on Sunrise Drive, the score is a 92, which the system flags as an excellent fit.
And this is vital. That score of 92 has nothing to do with the physical house. It isn't a rating of the granite countertops or the landscaping.
Right.
It's a measurement of how perfectly the proposed financial strategy aligns with the human goals the seller established during their AI conversation.
That makes sense.
The living agreement explicitly lists the goals this homeowner wanted to achieve: high monthly income, high tax reduction, and high stress reduction.
Meaning they don't want the stress of having to pack up and move right this second.
Exactly.
So, to hit those 3 exact goals, the intelligent advisor digs into the Swiss Army knife and pulls out a strategy called a seller carry plus leaseback.
Yes.
Okay, explain the mechanics of that. How does a normal person do a seller carry plus leaseback?
It's actually a combination of 2 tools. First, the seller carry, which is also known as seller financing.
Okay.
This means the seller owns the house free and clear, and instead of the buyer going to a bank for a mortgage, the seller becomes the bank.
Oh, wow.
The seller literally lends the buyer the money to buy the house. The second part is the leaseback. This means the moment the house is sold, the new buyer immediately leases the house back to the seller.
Wait, let me get this straight. I sell you the house, but I'm acting as the bank, so you are paying me a monthly mortgage payment. Simultaneously, I am renting the house from you, so I am paying you a monthly rent payment, and I just get to stay living in my house.
That is exactly right.
But how does the seller actually make money if they're paying rent?
Because of how the numbers are structured on the living agreement.
Mm-hmm.
Rather than burying the seller in the dense legal mechanics of those 2 contracts, the living agreement just visualizes the net financial reality.
Let's look at those numbers because they are staggering. The agreement outlines that at closing, the seller gets $160,000 in cash right up front.
That's the buyer's down payment.
Right. Then it shows a loan to the buyer of $420,000. That's the seller carry.
Yep.
Because the seller is the bank, they are earning interest on that massive loan. And even after the seller pays their monthly rent back to the buyer, the net difference, the cash flowing into the seller's pocket every single month, is $4,600.
High monthly income achieved.
Yeah.
And because they took an installment plan rather than a lump sum, high tax reduction achieved.
And because they get to stay in their own home, high stress reduction achieved.
Exactly. It hits all three goals perfectly.
And the ultimate bottom line on this living agreement, the estimated total return for this homeowner in Phoenix over the life of the deal is $1.24 million.
Which is incredible.
Here's where it gets really interesting to me. The living agreement's true superpower is acting as a universal translator.
Oh, complete.
Because imagine, just for a second, trying to explain everything we just talked about, the seller carry, the lease back, acting as the bank to a skeptical CPA or a worried daughter over Thanksgiving dinner.
It would be a nightmare.
You would stumble over the math. You'd sound like you got scammed on the internet.
You would face immense friction because naturally, people default to the traditional model they understand. If you can't explain it simply, they will tell you it's too risky.
Exactly. But with exclusivity, instead of the homeowner trying to verbally explain a complex financial structure they just learned about yesterday, they just hand over a link to this clear, data-backed document.
It speaks for itself.
They say, look, I'm not going crazy. Here's my deal score. Here are my stated goals. Here is the upfront cash, the monthly income, and the $1.24 million total return. It translates all that terrifying complexity into an undeniable visual outcome.
And outcome is the key word for this entire paradigm shift. It shifts the conversation away from the asset.
The house itself.
Right, away from how do we sell this brick and mortar house to the human being. How do we achieve this specific financial future for you?
It's empowering.
You are in total control of the narrative. The source material continually emphasizes that your data stays private and you decide who sees this living agreement and when they see it. It puts the everyday homeowner in the driver's seat of an incredibly sophisticated financial vehicle.
Which really brings us to the core philosophy tying all of this together.
Yeah.
The sources refer to this entirely new approach to real estate as agreement intelligence.
Agreement intelligence. It is a brilliant way to frame the evolution.
It really is.
Because it proves that the industry's focus is fundamentally moving away from just moving property, which is all it has been doing for the last century, and redirecting it toward designing agreements based on human life events.
And that is exactly why this matters to you, the person listening right now. Even if you aren't planning on putting a sign in your yard tomorrow or even next year,
Right.
understanding that you have options beyond that rigid list and wait model can completely change how you view your own financial assets. Your house isn't just a place to sleep. It's a highly flexible financial instrument that can be precisely tailored to whatever life throws at you.
This raises an important question, though, and it's a disclaimer we should always keep in mind when encountering new technology.
Go ahead.
Critical thinking is absolutely essential when evaluating any AI tool. An intelligent advisor is a powerful reasoning engine, but its output is only as good as the inputs we provide and the platform's underlying logic.
Trust, but verify.
Exactly. You still need to verify the math and consult professionals. However, acknowledging the need for critical thinking shouldn't diminish the immense value in exploring all of your options before making major life decisions.
For sure.
If the cost of discovering a dramatically better financial path is just having a secure, private conversation in an AI sandbox, that is a remarkable evolution in the marketplace.
It really is. It takes that rigid, off-the-rack suit and finally offers us a way to get it custom-tailored without having to be a billionaire or hire a massive team of lawyers.
It levels the playing field.
It makes you wonder, honestly. I want to leave you with a final thought to ponder as you go about your day.
Okay.
If an AI platform can now perfectly tailor a highly complex real estate transaction by acting as a seasoned advisor, weighing alternative legal structures, and prioritizing human outcomes over just moving an asset, what other massive, rigid life milestones are about to be completely re-engineered?
That's a fascinating thought.
Right. Think about navigating the financial fallout of a divorce or mapping out complex retirement distributions, or even funding a child's college education without going broke. If agreement intelligence can untangle the massive complexity of real estate, what part of our financial lives is it going to custom tailor next?